This one listing on Etsy has made over $12,000. Let me show you how you can do it.
G'day guys, I'm so excited to be back here with another video, and this is jam-packed full of value. So I really do hope this helps you to get some sales. So today I'm going to be reviewing the pennants that they have on Printify. So I've got this one, which is for indoor and outdoor use, and I am excited to show you niches that you could create designs for, as well as pricing, mock-up. And if you think of any questions as we're going along, please just type them down below as we go so you don't forget. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ali. I'm a mum of three. I started Etsy 2021 and we are six-figure Etsy sellers, and this is what hubby and I did last month in our Etsy print-on-demand store. So I share this not to boast, but to encourage you and inspire you that you too could make money on Etsy as well. So what I love about new products, especially when they're added to Printify, and I must say that this video is in collaboration with Printify. They are the printers I use, so thank you. So because there aren't heaps of pennants around, it means it's a great opportunity for you as a new seller to get in on this market. So there aren't thousands of pennant listings. So let's first start with some niches. When I first got into Etsy, traditionally it would be for weddings and then for births. So that's where I start, and I had a look at those niches. So the first one is a custom name banner. And as you can tell, this is a bestseller. It has sold 3 in the last 24 hours, which I really like to look at. So when you're checking the bestseller, it's worth going into that listing to see how many it's sold in the last 24 hours. Some of my bestsellers I've had previously have been a bit old, but they've still got the bestseller badge on, and I'm like, we're not consistently making daily sales with those. So what I really care more about is what is in demand. So if you see that on a listing, then you know clearly that 3 sold in the last 24 hours. So another tip for when you're starting on Etsy is to try and make it as unique and special as possible. So this is something that they could not get at Target. There wouldn't be a personalized name or date. So that is something that you can do. So I do a lot of personalization in our shop, and I find it very profitable. So keywords, I use eRank to search the keywords. So not only do I have a look and see if the product is being searched for, but then what keywords are people searching for. So as you can see here, I've gone with custom name banner, custom pennant, custom name canvas, personalized name, and personalized name pennant. But as you can see, the only one that's really showing up is custom pennant. So definitely make sure that is near the start of your title if you're looking at doing custom names. The average clicks are 1,000, and the average click-through rate for the last 12 months is 119%, which I really like to see, and there is a low competition. So then here, and I do have the paid version of eRank, shows me the search trend. So this is where we are right here, but as you can see, back in Christmas it sold really well as well. And then over here we've got Google search, which I think is important too, because I do get some sales from Google. As I said, Etsy and weddings go so well together. It is like coffee and cake. So this is slightly different, but I just wanted to put this here to give you the idea. And like I said, there isn't actually a lot of wedding banners with this pennant. So I think it's a great opportunity. And what I would do is customize with the name. As you can see, this is a bestseller, this board, and 3 people bought in the last 24 hours. So we know people are interested in a custom wedding banner. So here's how I would design mine. I would use cursive font and then like a block font. Now I've done their names as well as the date because I just wanted to put as much value in there as possible. If they didn't want the date, they would just tell you in the personalization box, but I feel like you've got to give them the idea. So the text up the top is Brittany font, and this is what I've used for the bottom. Another option for a custom wedding banner is just their names in bold, or you could just do their names in cursive. Have a look what is trending in the wedding niches, and then what could you put on a pennant banner. So keywords here, custom wedding banner, competition is 11,000, but as we saw, a lot of them are for different ones. Here for the search trends, I've got Etsy in orange and then Google in green. As you can see, Google is pretty consistent, whereas Etsy has some real peak times. The click-through rate is still really good at 97%. Then comparing it to the other keywords, so custom wedding banner, personalized welcome wall banner, and wedding banner for door, you can compare and see what the competition's like, see what the search trend is like. So this would definitely be the keyword you would be aiming to rank for, but I would also put those other keywords in there as well. And then another idea I had was a custom memorial banner when I was searching. So you could put something like this on the pennant. When actually looking for keywords that were being searched, memorial garden sign kept coming up. So I would still use that, even though it is not a garden sign. I would definitely use that in the tags because that's what people are searching for, and then they might be swayed to your listing, but you need to make sure you're using a keyword that people are actually searching for. Another niche I thought of was the personalized teacher door sign. So I had a search to check on what keywords would help us rank for. As you can see, the competition is strong with those two in red, but the click-through rate is great. Like teacher sign for door is 140% click-through rate. So we know that if people are finding that listing, then they're clicking through onto the item. They're not just window shopping. So that's really exciting. An interesting keyword is teacher name sign for door. And as you can see with the search trends, you can see that it's consistently been searched for back here as well as here. So if I was going to do this as a listing, I would go personalized teacher door sign, and then I would add in different variations in the title and tag as well. So let's have a look. What has Printify got? So the first one they've got is from MWW On Demand, and their pennant is 18 inches by 21. The cost is $10.26 and the shipping cost is $6.89. When I was researching, I saw some as cheap as $17.99 with shipping, all the way up to $35 free shipping. Now the difference here was the niche they were trying to sell in, the mock-ups they were using, and also how long the shop had been around. The shop that had 35 free ship, they were very credible. This shop here was just starting out. They were just new. Whether they were just trying to build up some reviews before increasing the price, I don't know. The mock-up is really important, and that was very noticeable between the two of them. So these are the mock-ups that come in Printify, and if you search this in Etsy, you will actually notice this mock-up a lot. And what people do is they just crop it. I do feel this gives a really nice theme, kind of boho-y. This one over here, I kept seeing the maze after I noticed that. And that, guys, is a tip. If you don't have the money to get all the samples, when you're doing your research, you can actually see what customers have already bought. People will show their photos, and then you can see what the quality is like, how it turned out compared to what the listing said. So that's another tip I do. I don't purchase all the samples. I'll just have a look at other reviews, other competitors, and see what their customers are saying. So let's have a look here. So with the $35 free ship, they are making a gross profit of $14, which is a profit margin of 40%. The other one is making profit of just under $5, and they are making 20%. However, if these guys here had a much better mock-up, then they would definitely be able to increase the price and people would still buy. You need to make sure you've got a mock-up that really connects with the customer that you're aiming at. If you're aiming for a teacher, then a classroom setup would work really well. So I want to show you, if you don't want to buy mock-ups, you can create your own. So this is the one that was going to come. Unfortunately, it got lost in the mail. So if this happens, and it happens so rarely, but if a customer's item does not arrive, then you contact Printify. I contacted them, explained that it hadn't arrived. They had a look to see what had happened with the shipping, and then they deemed it had been lost in transit. And I had two choices. I could reprint or refund. And that's just what happens with business, but it doesn't actually happen that much. And the process to do it on Printify is so simple. It is really not too hard at all. So in Printify, I come down to this button down the bottom and I click download mockup. Then I take it to Canva. I like to use Canva. I hit edit photo, background remover, and then there you can see it. What I did here was I just typed in kids photo because I wanted to create a feeling of this could go in someone's playroom. Can you see how that is far more attractive than that? But this is really important because I still see so many shops that are just sticking with just that photo as the first one. And people are scrolling through their phones and you have like a second to grab their attention and be like, oh, what's that? So it's really important, that first mock-up. I really encourage you to take your time and work out what niche you're trying to sell to. But if I wanted this exact same pennant, but instead I want it to go in a health professional's practice, say in their waiting room, then I could use a bit of greenery and see how there I've created a different feel. I hope you can see how really important that is. Another little tip is, if you can make it so it appears like it will be a gift, people are willing to pay more for gifts than if they're going to buy things themselves. That's just something I've known. So if you were aiming at like speech therapists, then they're health professionals. So then health professionals would be prepared to pay more for that. I mean, that's a business expense for them to put that up in their health professional office. The second pennant I ordered was this one, and I just love it. Guys, I wish you could see up close how awesome this is. So the print is so clear. It came packaged so well. The pink is how the pink is meant to be. The blue, can you see the crispness of Christmas? It comes with 2 ties, so you can tie it to a wall. It is amazing. It is also great for indoor or outdoor use. So this comes from Taylor. It is from $12. Shipping is $20. It shipped really well in a box. Keyword I used here was outdoor pennant. And as you can see, a lot of this pennant garden flag showed up. So because this is going outdoors, I thought that was a great option. So I looked into garden flags, garden pennants, and this is what came up. The search results were 437, which is a great search results. But as you can see here of the different options, this one here, they've personalized it with a name. So that is something that you cannot go down to Target to buy. So that's the uniqueness of Etsy, and people will be willing to pay for that. So this one that I've got here, 24 inches by 36 inches. And look at the mock-up. This is a great mock-up because it is telling us straight away outside. Thought this one was really good, and this is my favorite. If I was going to sell this exact design on Etsy, which I'm not, I would just use this and then I would just crop it. You've got to remember that people are scrolling on their phones, so it really needs to be super clear so they can see exactly what the product is. If it's too hard to see, they will have scrolled on by. If you've got any questions, please ask them below. Thanks heaps for watching. Bye.